When we withdraw attachment from loved ones, we seem to enter a stage of detachment that feels distant. How can we live non-attached without being distant from those we love?
Very good question. Firstly, when you feel attachment to the one you love, then it is not love. Because here you are objectifying your love and becoming dependent upon the object of your love, while a real love is a subjective thing. It wells up from within oneself. It does not require a crutch. It does not require something else to make you love it. You look at these flowers and you love those flowers. Is the flower returning its love to you? No. It just is. And you are the one that is loving it. So therefore, love is a subjective quality. That's the wrong word, sir, because love needs no qualifications. Once a person in South Africa was setting up a computer mating bureau. You have it in America. Yes, because it is copied from America. And then so many questions asked, and you fill out, how would you like, if it's a man, how would you like her to be, what height, what color hair, and things like that. And what do you expect of her, right, in your togetherness and friendship, and questions like that. And all the questions that were based upon one's personal need, while real love needs no need. So, when you love for the sake of love itself, then attachment vanishes. And then you do not become detached. So, when you have attachment to a person, it is not love. It is a dependency. When you become detached to a person, you are withdrawing yourself in some form of escapism. So realize the answer. The answer lies in non-attachment. Where you find non-attachment in attachment. Like action in inaction, and inaction in action. So you are attached to the person in some way or the other, not as a crutch, because the dominant quality there is non-attachment. You are non-attached. For example, if my wife or my son dies tomorrow, I will not be grieved because I'm non-attached. Of course, I would remember the wonderful qualities he has. Because of the wonderful qualities he has, naturally it will bring him to my memory. But I will not be attached. So because I'm not attached, I will not feel the pain and the misery, because I'm non-attached. No. As love wells up from within oneself, so does attachment and non-attachment also well up from within oneself. And by proper guidance and understanding, you develop the non-attachment. And wherever there is non-attachment, there is no pain. Nothing hurts you. Nothing harms you. What hurts you and puts you into misery is your attachment. For example, some woman loves me very much. Not recognizing the motivation, rather, is one of the facets of attachment. But only looking at surface value. And when you start diving deeper and deeper within yourself, you will perceive the motive of the person. If a person slaps my cheek, immediately my mind would go to his motivation for slapping my cheek. What made him slap my cheek? Perhaps I have done something wrong. I would blame myself. Now, what have I done wrong? And by analyzing that, I would not do that again. Dear say. And that is how, slowly but surely, you develop that non-attachment, where you can really love, and it is only non-attachment that makes you really love. When you say to a woman, I love you, or to a man, I love you, what happens is this: it goes through the auditory section, so the various drums of the ears. I believe there are 3. And from there it goes to the mind, and the mind starts thinking, does he really love me? The mind starts thinking that. So therefore women and men always like to have themselves reassured by the woman or the man telling his or her beloved, I love you, my darling. But then you must know how to say it also when you say it. And you say it with that feeling and that kindness, that gentleness, I love you, my darling. I should have been in films. Yes, dear say. So even at a glance, there's that expression on your face which comes from deep feeling. You could say to a woman, I love you, and it will touch her heart without you verbalizing it. Now that comes from real love, non-attached love. And that these qualities developed within you, and they're very easily developed. You'd find yourself becoming more and more non-attached, and thereby free yourself from all the pains and sorrows and miseries. But the mind works in a groove, and if you study the brain, all those grooves in there. And you are always running in those grooves. You meet a man or you meet a woman, and your heart is so set on that man or the woman, whichever the case might be, and you say, I want that man or that woman. Okay, he might be very friendly with you and develop a lovely friendship with you, and he might have other motives in mind. He might picture in his mind the bedroom walls Mm, things like that, and you think that he loves you or something. Because, we men, we can be very charming at times. Hmm? That is what is meant by taking girls for a ride. It does not necessarily mean a motor car. So be wary. Well, that is besides the point. So, the man leaves you, and you feel so hurt because you were not really seeing the man. You are seeing the ideal that is within yourself and projecting it onto the man. It does not always work out. And that is why we have one divorce in every 2.5 marriages, according to statistics. I don't know where the half marriage comes from, but when you total it up, it works out to 2.5 marriages, one divorce in 2.5 marriages. Yes. It's like this woman that was pregnant and she got into a bus. She asked the conductor of the bus, do I pay 1 fare or 1.5 fares? So you see, the secret of life. I told someone, video's my memory box, I told someone about the secret of life. I don't know if I should repeat it here, nearly some other time. It's a big joke with us. So, all our miseries and sorrows, in whichever sphere you look at it, it could be human communication or relationships, or it could be the table or chair or whatever. All those things are brought about by attachment. If you have a beautiful home, make the home more beautiful by putting in plants and doing it up and little touch-ins there, here and there. And if you do run short of ideas, you can always give Mataji a ring, and she'll tell you, just put a little leaf over there, brightens up the place. Just say. Right, so you have a home, beautify it by all means, but do not become attached. It's a home, fine. It's comfortable for me. Makes me relax, makes me feel at home. But that's the outer home. How about making yourself feel at home within yourself? That is the real home. And that home within yourself comes from non-attachment. I love a woman very, very deeply, sincerely. I'd give my life to her. Okay. But though I'm attached to her, I still in the background, I am non-attached. With her I am at home, and yet the recognition, the feeling deep inside is the home within, where I eternally reside, because the object, the attachment I have for this woman, I know, physically speaking, would be temporary. She might, or I might walk down the road and get knocked down by a drunken driver or whatever, or slip on the stairway and break my neck. Whatever. Things are so temporary. So, we come to the next point, that all attachments are unpredictable. Remember that. All forms of attachments are unpredictable, and very few attachments find its total fulfillment. You might reach a certain point, that's all. You don't get grade A. You normally reach up to grade C, aggregate C. I mean, these educations will tell you C. So, it's quite natural that you should be swirled around in the sea of misery. But if you're non-attached, in spite of being attached, dear saying, how the one, by loving the one, by being close to one, you can love two, just as much, and three, and four, and five, and the entire universe, and still be non-attached. I love the entire universe. I'm one with the universe. And yet, being a human being, even I've told you this before, even self-realized men, avatars having a body must have that 2% of ego self in order to survive, to live in this world, to walk, to function, to do any of the things that are required to be done. So, there would be that bit of attachment, even in the highest developed soul, but let that not take the predominancy. Let it not take the beauty away from life, for life is beauty, total beauty. As the theologians say, seek and thou shalt find. And how does it go? See and thou shalt, something, 3 parts to it. There's the day when I started forgetting theology, that's the day when I found God. Can you believe that? Because theology puts into narrow channels. They're binding. They form a bondage. They takes freedom away from you. Freedom of the spirit that could soar into the air. It all depends upon your own personal experiences. In Sanskrit, there's a lovely, in Gujarati language, there's a lovely little limerick, a poem. Ja nahi. Listen to the sound of the words. They're very beautiful, especially when I speak it, Ja nahi pahunche ravi, tya pahunche kavi. Ja nahi pahunche kavi, tya pahunche anubhavi. It means where the moon can't reach, the poet can reach. Because if there's a boulder there and the moon shines, it will only shine in front, and the back will be shadow. Right. Where the moon can't reach, the poet can reach. Because the poet can bring into his poetry the light and the shadow. And where the poet cannot reach, there the experienced one can reach. So it's all a matter of experience. So, to be non-attached. When you are non-attached, you can view a thing as it is, which is not conditioned by your feelings or emotions. Because in your judgment, although one should never be judgmental, but people are like that by nature. They are judgmental. But those judgments are always connected with the emotions, the feelings, the experiences. Do you see? So, but when you're non-attached, you're free of those emotions and feelings. You rise above them all, and you have clearer vision of the situation outside yourself and within yourself. Do you see? So, attachment and non-attachment and detachment. To repeat, detachment is escaping from a situation or from yourself. Like many of these sannyasins we were talking about. Most of them run away, they can't face life, so they become swamis and sadhus and put on orange robes. If I really want to know God, strip myself of all the ego sense I have. Strip myself completely bare to be in the presence of the presence. Yes, so you can drive around in your Rolls Royces, and you could have mansions and the finest antique furniture and whatever your heart desires, but be non-attached. If I had to sit here on the floor or sitting on a chair, to me it would make no difference at all. I'm here with you, with my beloved, so what does it matter if I'm sitting on the floor or sitting on a chair? And there's one practical purpose, that I sit on a higher level so that everyone can see me. There's eye contact and greater attention. That's the only reason. But I'm not attached to this chair. That's an art, is to teach without making people feel that they are taught. You see, taught has two meanings. Taught means to teach, and you have a rope that is taught. So, when you, you teachers that are here, when you teach people, don't make them feel you're teaching them. Make them feel part and parcel if you're teaching them. So once they start realizing you're teaching them something, they become taught like that rope. Right. Do you see? So do not become detached. Forget that. You don't need to go away to a seminary or an ashram. Because that seminary is within you. Ask any man. Naughty. Oh, now he catches it.